I got divorced from my ex-wife after 6 years together, and now I regret it. I left her because she became a ghost. No intimacy, no laughter, just this hollow version of the woman I married. Her name was Emily. She used to light up a room. Then one day, it felt like someone flipped a switch. She'd come home from work, barely say hello, and disappear into the spare bedroom until morning. Every night for 3 years, I knocked on that door. Are you okay? Did I do something wrong? She'd open it just enough to look at me with exhausted red eyes and whisper, I'm fine. I just need some time alone. When I asked how much time, she'd close the door without answering. 3 years of sleeping in separate rooms. 3 years of waking up in an empty bed, eating breakfast alone, coming home to a locked door. I planned date nights she canceled. I suggested couples therapy. She told me I'm already in therapy, but never said what for. Finally, I told her I wanted a divorce. She just stared at me. Tears ran down her face, but she didn't argue, didn't beg, didn't fight. She nodded. Okay, if that's what you need. She signed the papers 3 days later and moved into her sister's apartment. I started therapy, lost 20 pounds from stress, slowly put myself back together. 6 months later, my coworker Lena asked me out. Lena was everything Emily wasn't. Present, communicative, affectionate. We talked for hours, took a trip to Colorado. I told myself this was what a real relationship felt like. But sometimes, in the middle of dinner with Lena, I'd wonder what Emily was doing, and I'd think about that locked room. 8 months after the divorce, I realized I'd left my grandfather's watch at the old house. Emily said I could come by while she was at work. Keys under the mat. I found the watch in my old nightstand. As I was leaving, I passed the spare bedroom. The door was open for the first time in 3 years. I don't know why I stepped inside. Every wall was covered, floor to ceiling, papers, photos, timelines, printed text messages. Our entire relationship mapped out in meticulous detail. Pictures from our first date, ticket stubs, screenshots of conversations, organized by year. The center wall destroyed me. A timeline spanning 6 years in colored marker. The first 3 years were blue. First apartment, road trips, talking about kids. Then 3 years ago, a red line. One date circled over and over. The day she had a panic attack at work and got rushed to the hospital. After that red line, everything changed. Yellow notes in her handwriting. Day 47. Still can't sleep next to him. Afraid I'll have nightmares and scare him. Day 203. He asked me to talk. I wanted to. Couldn't find the words. Day 389. He deserves someone who isn't broken. The timeline ended at our divorce. Day 1 hour 95. He asked for a divorce. This is the right thing. On her desk were journals. The first entry was dated 3 years ago. Panic attacks are getting worse. I can't tell him. He already looks at me like I'm fragile. I don't want to be his burden. He deserves the woman he married, not this anxious mess. I'm going to fix myself first. Then I can be a real wife again. Months of entries, therapy sessions, medication tracking, breakthroughs, setbacks, a letter she'd written for our 7th anniversary. I know these 3 years have been hell. I spent every night in this room trying to become someone who could come back to you whole. I'm almost there. I promise I never stopped loving you. I was just trying to become worthy of your love again. There were brochures for couples retreats, a folder labeled Italy, conversation starters she'd been practicing. The last journal entry was dated the week I asked for a divorce. He wants out. I don't blame him. 3 years of trying to fix myself and I just pushed him away. Maybe if I'd been brave enough to tell him I was drowning, we could have survived this. I thought isolation was protection. I was wrong. I'll sign the papers. It's the last loving thing I can do for him. My phone buzzed. A text from Emily. Please don't be upset about the room. I should have told you everything. I'm sorry I wasn't brave enough. Then another. I hope Lena makes you happy. You deserve someone who doesn't hide. And for the first time in years, I realized she never stopped loving me. She just didn't know how to let me love her back.